Right now, you're watching an NBA game. A player hits a contested three-pointer, turns right to the defender, smirks, points a finger, and drops some heavy trash talk. The defender immediately loses his temper and the entire arena erupts. Or think about the last time you jumped into a Call of Duty lobby. Someone wins the match, and instantly the chat lights up. Easy, you guys are garbage. Uninstall the game. You stop and ask yourself, why do humans actually do this? Why can't we just enjoy the win? Why do we feel this overwhelming urge to make sure our opponent knows exactly how badly they just lost? Let's rewind the clock tens of thousands of years. There was no Twitter, there were no hot mics, there were no comment sections. But ancient humans still possessed an incredibly sharp weapon: words. There's a very common myth that trash talk or insulting each other is just immature, impulsive behavior from people who can't control their emotions. But think about it. If it was completely pointless, why does this exact same behavior show up in almost every single culture throughout human history? The truth is, our ancestors didn't just invent trash talk on a random Tuesday. Instead, we inherited a complex package of ancient social survival behaviors, and modern trash talk is just the ultimate, recognizable package of those primal instincts. Let's drop you back into a tiny hunter-gatherer society. In a tribe of maybe 50 people, absolutely everyone knows everyone else. They know who the best hunter is, who the strongest is, who lies, and who actually leads. This creates an invisible but priceless currency: reputation. In a brutal, wild environment, if you solve every single conflict by throwing punches, you are going to get cut, get an infection, and die. But if you can make your rival back down using only your words, the cost is practically zero. A physical fight always demands a price paid in blood. An insult is completely free. The most basic function of trash talk is threat signaling. In the animal kingdom, species use deep growls, puff up their chests, or bare their fangs to size up a rival. Humans have a much more sophisticated tool: language. You can look your rival dead in the eye and say, "You really don't want to fight me." You don't have to throw a punch. You don't have to break a sweat. If your opponent believes you, the conflict ends before it even begins. By the way, if you're the kind of person who loves figuring out why people do the weird things they do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It tells the algorithm to share this with other curious minds, and it really helps the channel out. Now, here is the most fascinating part about trash talk. It doesn't actually have to be true. It is the ultimate psychological poker game. You can completely exaggerate your strength, act completely fearless, and plant a tiny seed of doubt in your opponent's mind. However, this is also a high-stakes social gamble. If you pound your chest and announce, "I am the greatest hunter in this valley," and then you fail miserably, the entire tribe is going to remember. When you drop an insult, you are literally putting your own reputation on the betting table. Humans are highly social pack animals, and in any group, social status dictates survival. A person can elevate their status through raw skills, sure, but they can also elevate it through extreme confidence, sharp humor, and the ability to verbally dominate someone else. Trash talk becomes a stage to flex your mental dominance. And here's the kicker: the best trash talker is not always the most physically jacked person in the room. Sometimes social intelligence completely paralyzes physical strength. This is exactly why insults are so heavily wrapped in humor. An insult doesn't always have to be aggressive. By packaging it as a joke, humans lower the risk of actual violence. Instead of aggressively getting in someone's face and saying, "I'm going to dominate you," you just smirk and say, "Wait, that was your best shot?" It delivers the exact same devastating message, but it's cleverly disguised as entertainment. It elevates your status while simultaneously testing your opponent's breaking point. Evolution molded us into a species that cares deeply, almost obsessively, about what other people think of us. In ancient societies, being rejected or looked down upon by your tribe was a literal death sentence. You depended on these people to share food, protect your kids, and keep you alive.
So an insult isn't just someone saying you're bad at this. It is broadcasting a silent, dangerous signal to the rest of the tribe that says you should all view this person as low status. If this realization is making you look at your own daily interactions a little bit differently, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We decode hidden evolutionary glitches like this every week. This deep psychological programming is exactly why insults hurt so much. If someone tells you you're incompetent, physically speaking, absolutely nothing happened to you. You're not bleeding, you don't have a broken bone, but if the people around you start believing that insult, your social standing collapses. A punch can hurt your physical body, but an insult threatens your very place in the survival hierarchy. And this brings us to the great evolutionary mismatch of the modern world. Your brain was designed to survive in tiny social groups where every single judgment meant life or death. But today you can be insulted by an anonymous troll living 6,000 miles away on Reddit or X. You've never met them, they cannot kick you out of your tribe, they cannot steal your food or physically threaten your life. And yet your ancient brain still rings the primal survival alarm. I have to respond right now. So you write a comment, they reply, you type back furiously. An entire hour evaporates in pure, blinding rage. The ancient tribe has been gone for thousands of years, but the argument never left. The internet accidentally took an ancient defense mechanism and turned it into a massive global gladiator arena. Back in the day, an insult was heard by maybe 5 people around a campfire. Today, a trash talk tweet can be witnessed by 500,000 people. Back then, your reputation spread through campfire whispers. Today, your reputation is dragged through a soulless algorithm. Our social instincts are ancient, but our audience is not. So, at the end of the day, why do humans actually talk trash? Maybe it's not just because we simply enjoy being jerks. It's because language gave us an evolutionary miracle, the ability to compete fiercely without immediately slaughtering each other. A few harsh words can be a challenge, a warning, a negotiation, or a tool to mentally break an enemy. And sometimes it's just a really good joke. Let's go back to that basketball game at the beginning. The player drops the insult, the defender smirks back, the ball is passed, and they keep playing. What if that trash talk was never actually about the game? Maybe, deep down, it's always been the answer to humanity's most primal question. Where do I stand compared to you? Humans are still obsessively playing that exact same positioning game. We may have invented a brilliant, high-tech civilization, but the truth is, we're all still arguing exactly like we're sitting around the exact same ancient fire. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to keep exploring the weird science behind human nature, hit subscribe and remember to always stay curious with Mismatched.